You've heard it before. Maybe even told yourself this to justify signing another lease. Renting makes more financial sense. But is that really true? Let's break it down together step by step. If building your wealth is one of your goals, what I'm about to share might change how you view renting and home ownership forever. Imagine this. You're paying rent every month, on time, with no exception. But here's the hard truth. While you're being financially responsible, your rent is not building you equity. Your rent is not growing your net worth. And your rent is not giving you any tax benefits. What it is doing, though, is building your landlord's wealth. And that's where the conversation gets very uncomfortable. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but buying a home is very expensive. And yes, there are upfront costs to home ownership. But let me show you why those costs can turn into one of the smartest investments you will ever make. Now, here's a powerful stat for you. Every 3 years, the Federal Reserve releases a report called the Survey of Consumer Finances. This is no fluff. It's just hard and real data. According to their latest finding, the net worth of an average homeowner is nearly 40 times greater that of an average renter. That's 40 times, not 40%. Let that sink in for a hot second. To put numbers on it, the typical homeowner has a net worth of $396,200, while the average renter's net worth is just $10,400. Now, why is there such a staggering gap? The answer lies in equity. Let me break that down. When you own a home, every mortgage payment you make works in two ways. It reduces what you owe, and it increases what you own, your equity. Now, here's where it gets even juicier. As properties' values appreciate over time, and historically they do, your equity grows even more. Think of your mortgage payment like a forced savings account. Every month you're depositing money into something that grows in value compared to that rent where your money goes out the door and never comes back. Now, I hear the skepticism all the time. But Kevin Martini, what if the property values drop? Isn't buying a home risky? It's a very valid question. But let me put this in perspective. Yes, real estate markets have ups and they have downs. But just like the stock market, just like any quality asset, over the long term, quality assets like real estate have consistently appreciated at an average of 3 to 5% per year. And let's not forget, rent is not immune to risk either. Rental costs are rising at a record rate. Unlike a fixed rate mortgage, you have no control over how much your landlord might increase your rent next year. Here's the thing. Whether you rent or you buy, you're paying a mortgage. The only difference is whose mortgage you are actually paying. When you rent, you're covering your landlord's mortgage and their profit on top of that. You're building their wealth, not yours. When you own a home, that same monthly payment, sometimes even less than your rent, goes towards building your future. Owning a home isn't just having a place to live. It's about stability. It's about freedom. And it's about building generational wealth. Picture this. You're living in a home you'll love, decorating however you please, and knowing that every payment you make is an investment in yourself. And let's not forget about those tax benefits. Homeowners often get to deduct mortgage interest and property taxes. Renters, no such luck. Some argue that renting is cheaper, but is it really? Let's crunch some numbers. If you were to rent, say, a $1,800 apartment, that would be $21,000 a year. And in 5 years, that would be more than $100,000, and you have nothing to show for it. But if you invested that same money into a home, you could have built equity, benefits from appreciation, and started growing your net worth. Now let me address the elephant in the room. Buying a home feels like a big commitment. There's the mortgage, the maintenance, and the responsibility. I get it. It can feel very overwhelming. But here's the thing. Staying in the rental cycle is also a commitment. It's a commitment to always having a landlord, always being at the mercy of rising rents, and never seeing a return on your biggest investment in your budget. So what's the better financial move? Renting might feel easier in the short term, but it doesn't build you anything lasting. Homeownership, on the other hand, is about the long game. It's about creating an opportunity for yourself, whether that's leveraging your home's equity to start a business, fund your child's education, or retire very comfortably. It's about stepping into a future where you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Now, if you're still watching, you're probably thinking, okay, Kevin Martini, I get it, but where do I start? My advice is start by understanding your numbers. What's your budget? What kind of monthly payment works for you? And what's your credit situation? The good news, you don't have to figure this out all alone. At the Martini Mortgage Group, we're here to help. Let's wrap this up with one simple truth. Renting doesn't make more financial sense. It might feel easier in the short term, but it's not the path to financial growth. Homeownership is an investment in you and your family, in your future and your family's future, and in the kind of wealth that makes life's biggest goals achievable. If you're ready to stop building your landlord's wealth and start building your own, I'd love to help. I'm Kevin Martini, a certified mortgage advisor and Raleigh mortgage broker with the Martini Mortgage Group. Whether you're in North Carolina or anywhere in the U.S., I can help you create a plan that makes sense for your unique situation. Reach out to me personally by dialing 919-238-4934, and let's figure this out together if buying a home is the right move for you.